Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If y'all are new here, my name is Chelsea, so make sure you like, comment, rate, subscribe, because what are you doing if you're not? Like what are you even doing? This video is a lot different compared to any other video that I've done before. I kind of just wanted to do a video and there is like a windstorm going on outside right now, and every time the wind blows, it's like I hear my walls creaking, and it's like, whoa. So if you hear the wind, I'm sorry. So I am just getting ready. I don't even know what I'm doing. I know I'm hanging out with my boyfriend, but I don't know if we're going out. Like, I don't know. So I'm just putting some makeup on in case we do. And also because I just wanted to do something while talking to you guys. As I was saying, this video is different because I feel like it's more anchored on like mental health. Basically just getting yourself out of a rut, because I feel like I've been in one for quite some time now, and I feel like a lot of my friends, co-workers, even like strangers, like I work in a customer service environment, and like, you know, like certain people, they just like someone to talk to, and they'll just like talk to anyone that would listen. So like even like strangers that I'm like helping at work and whatnot, I feel like we've all just been in like rut. It's crazy when you like feel like your rut is lasting a little bit longer than normal. It really takes a strain on you. I know a couple of y'all are probably gonna like out after I say this next thing. A lot of people just say like, oh, it's because what's it called, y'all? Mercury is in retrograde. And it's like, I'm sorry, but like I don't really believe that, because I feel like we tell ourselves these things because it's easier for us to put blame on something else, when in all reality, like, our mental health is just a little checked out right now. Harder to say that. It's easier to say, oh, I'm feeling this way because Mercury whatever retrograding, right? But you know, believe what you want. I'm not here to tell you your beliefs are invalid. I'm also not here for anyone to drop me a lesson on stars. I basically just wanted to do this video just talking about how I like to get myself out of a rut. You have to be so intentional. Like, you can't just like know these things. You have to act on them, and that's the key. And that's where I've been messing up, and that's why I feel like this little rut I'm in has just been taking so long to get out, because I know what I have to do to get out of a rut, but I've just been like so unmotivated to do it. This is something that my dad taught me without even knowing that he taught me, especially women. Okay, I feel like being a woman is like the best thing in the world. I'm not trying to downplay anything that we do or anything that we feel. Sometimes our emotions get in the way of what is actually like logical and like actual logical thinking. The way that we're reacting to things is more from an emotional standpoint than a logical one, right? I'm not saying being emotional, being like emotionally led is a bad thing. Like, I'm not saying that at all. We're made this way. Like, our hormones were made, like, you know, like our bodily systems, everything was made this way for a reason. Being emotionally intelligent is like the biggest flex, no lie. Saying like thinking with emotions is bad. I'm just saying that we need to like figure out what's that balance. I just want to share with you guys my top 5 tips. Literally, it's just like my to-do list on how I'm getting myself out of a rut. First off, you really just need to be by yourself for a second. You need to really self-evaluate and figure out what is upsetting you. You have to get down to the core. Sometimes when you're in a rut, like, you really like even like figure shit out. Something will like just tick you off, and you think like the little thing that ticked you off is what's bothering you, when really there is so much more. It's just like you're not really facing and evaluating what are these things that are bothering me. You know, it is so important, because how are you gonna know how to get out of your rut when you don't even know what puts you in this rut, like what is causing this rut? You have to really like get deep down and evaluate, like, when do you feel the worst, when do you feel the best? When you are feeling the worst, like, what is going on, what's happening, who are you with, what is your like day-to-day life when you are feeling this way? Like, what are your habits? What are you doing when you do feel the best? You know, oh, I did not mean to pick up this color. Shit. All right, guess roll with it, I guess. We need to figure out, what is it that's bothering you right now? Is it someone in your life? Is it a circumstance that you're going through? Is it your job? Is it school? Is it your financial status? Is it just you yourself, like the way your mind is with? Just like journal, like take out your journal and just write it all out. And it's so crazy, because when you're like really deep down feeling your emotions and you just start journaling, you're like writing mad fast and mad sloppy, and then you literally see your handwriting getting neater because you're calming down as you're writing. Like, okay, so now this is really when the logical side comes into play, because after we really sat with ourselves and evaluate like what's really going wrong with us, we have 2 ways of looking and responding to this, right? You're either going to change it or learn to deal with it. That's it, plain and simple. Say it's something that you can't really change, right? Let's say you got diagnosed with a health condition and there's not really a cure for it. This could literally take over your life, right? Of course, you're gonna want to be sad, stay in bed. Like, it's like the ultimate rut because we're talking about health. What you could do to try and better your mental health in this situation is understand there's nothing you could do to change it. So we're just gonna accept this issue for what it is, and maybe even change your perspective of it. Oh, you know, I found out that I was sick and I had this much time, and instead of just being sad, I took it as an opportunity to complete all of my life goals. You know what I'm saying? We need to be that person. Like, we don't need to sit and be sad about the situation we're in. We just got to change our perspective on it and how we're responding to it, okay? But now let's like go on like the other end of the spectrum, right? Say like the stuff that's upsetting us, the stuff that we feel like is putting us in a little rut, are things that we could change. Girl, first of all, I just want to say we have so much more control than what we think we actually do have. What you're gonna do, I love to write something down because like you could always refer back to it, because sometimes we can't remember everything, you know? Like, there's so much stuff going on in life, like it's impossible to remember everything. You're gonna write down what can you do to change this. You can write it down like in a broad general sense, but then you also want to like list down like things you can actually do every day or every week, whatever, help change the situation. Say like part of the reason like you're in a rut is because you feel like you're always broke, right? You know, like financial stuff could literally like take the biggest toll on us. But what can we do to fix this? There's so many things that we could do. We need to evaluate how much money we're getting in to figure out ways to make more money, like whether that's getting a second job or getting a new job that pays more. We need to evaluate our spending habits. So like maybe in my to-do list, I'm gonna be like, research side hustles, Google how to ask for a raise, through your expenses, like what are you spending so much money on? Like, the reason why I like to write it down is because you're gonna remember what it is that you need to do or need to stop doing in order to actually see these changes. And another thing that I like to do to get myself out of a rut is to reevaluate where I'm at with my goals. Every year I like to do a vision board. This year I even made like a yearly bingo card, so at the end of the year I could see if I hit bingo. Go back to those goals and see like where you're at with them, you know? Like, basically do a check-in. You know what CEOs do with like all the other like business people, whatever? Do like quarterly check-ins to see like, where are we with business? What are we doing? Are we ahead? Are we behind? What are we gonna do about it? You basically have to do that, but like with yourself, your life. Because sometimes we get in a rut because we don't feel like we are really like accomplishing anything, right? So when you actually go and you look back, sometimes you realize, oh, I did some of this shit. Like, let me applaud myself. Like, why am I so down on myself when I did all of this? Sometimes when you do go back and like evaluate those goals, you see that you're actually lacking on some of them, right? It's also like a good reality check that it's like, whoa, 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 I was supposed to do this and I haven't even did step one. Make a game plan. How are we gonna get back there? What are we gonna do to get ourselves back in the zone? Motivation is not forever. Motivation is not always gonna be here. We need discipline. We need something more than just motivation to help keep us going. You need to learn to give yourself the push that you need. Like, we can't just keep waiting for people to help us, people to give us the push that we need in life. Like, we can't just keep waiting for other people to do the things that we need to do for ourselves. But going back to evaluate those things gives me a push, and I'm like, whoa, like now I feel all of a sudden like motivated. Remember that you can accomplish certain things, so you actually have to put the work in. I feel like sometimes we forget how like capable and amazing we are as humans, and we put ourselves in these ruts. You gotta remind yourself, baby, you that girl. These goals, they're gonna get accomplished. Whereas you have to do something for yourself. I mean that in a sense of like doing something active and doing something creative, doing something that you love. Something active, it's just scientifically proven when we are moving our body, like it is just better for us. Like, we all know this at this point, right? I was just gonna leave it at do something you love, but I feel like doing something you love that has a creative aspect to it would be good. I don't know how to put this into words, but I feel like it's basically the process of like having nothing and then doing like these small little tasks to create something beautiful. That's why so many people love gardening, because all you had is freaking dirt and seeds and water. Putting this effort in and eventually work to grow a beautiful plant. I have all this makeup in front of me and it's makeup. It's literally makeup. But I'm taking all these steps and it's like, whoa, I'm creating art on my face. Painting, like you just have some paint, some brushes, and a canvas. It's just there. We're putting in the work right now. We're about to create a beautiful masterpiece. Not only is it like kind of therapeutic, also that boost, like, oh, I'm able to do this. Like, I could make something beautiful. I could take nothing and turn it into something. I'm that girl. That's the moral of the story. Like, get out your rut. You're that girl. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm starting to sweat and that's not good because I have my face makeup on. I gotta put the AC on. I'm sorry, y'all. 1 second, because it's a very important step and I don't want to mess it up. The fourth thing that I wanted to touch upon is literally just something super simple: putting yourself together. I've said this before to y'all, but I'm a firm believer in that when you look good, you feel good, so you do good. Like, I'm not saying like, oh, you gotta go and do a full beat, not even do a full beat. I'm not saying that you even have to put any ounce of makeup on. Just make you feel presentable. Let's say you bumped into someone and it's like, well, of course I would bump into them like looking like this, right? I don't want to feel that way ever. First of all, ain't nobody's opinion ever matters. You really should not be looking good for anyone but yourself. It's also like one of those quotes that is like, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. I love that. Keep up with your maintenance routine. Please make sure you're taking care of yourself inside and out. I got mad eyeshadow on my eyes just now. Alright, y'all, so I put my lashes on. I came to the conclusion that I kind of like hate the way my makeup came out today. It's okay, because I'm not really going anywhere. At least I don't think so. I gotta ask my man. Yeah, I gotta tell ya my last and final lip step, whatever we want to call it. To be honest with y'all, this is like #1 most important. Just spend more time with God, especially when we're in these moments. Because one thing about God, he's not gonna put you through shit for no reason. A lot of the times whenever we go through these things is because he's gonna prepare us for something, or he wants you to learn how to lean on him, right? It could even just be like a test of faith. Remember I was saying in the beginning that we gotta like sit and really figure out what exactly is like wrong with us? Take that and like search up verses, because the Bible talks about everything, girl. So like you could even search up verses that correlate with what you're going through. Spend some time in prayer, read the Bible. You would realize how much easier it is to go through these times. It's gonna be so much easier to get through it when you shift your focus away from that and put your focus on God. I really do not like the way my makeup came out today. I feel like I'm probably gonna go and take this eyeshadow off. But yeah, you guys, so that was basically my tips, my advice on how to help get yourself out of a rut. I've seen just so many people's lives turn around, whether it's for the good or for the bad, and it was really based on like how they take care of themselves mentally, emotionally, and everything. We want to end this off with just saying to make sure you are prioritizing yourself. And whatever tough time you're in right now, I hope and pray that you will start to see the light at the end of the tunnel. You will figure out what it is that you need to do to help get yourself out of it, and that you will learn to lean on the Lord. Yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you let me know. I know it's a little different. Leave me a comment down below if you want. Even like maybe share like your advice, like some of the things that got you out of your ruts and your tough times, and we could all like read it together and have a little like virtual therapy session, but for free. Hello. Okay, thank you guys again for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Feel better. I better find your love, I better find your heart.